Alright guys, welcome to another video. I thought that we could probably get into some interesting stuff here. So right away you see I'm making my audibles, and that's the only change I make. I put in levels divide and I come out in wide receiver post. That is my go-to deal when I start off in this particular formation. I hope you guys stick around for other stuff that I will show out of this playbook. So right here I see double high, and I decide to run the ball and read the safeties post snap, and notice how they rotate. This guy's rotating to deep middle, so I know it's single high. So that's what I'm comfortable with, going no huddle, because that is what we do. I'm going to call levels divide. I'm going to read this safety. I see him rotate to the middle, and bam, I get sacked from Mr. Bosa there. Okay, so now I need to keep that in mind. So I go back to this play, and now I double team him, but sometimes some formations dictate the fact that you just cannot double team a defender on the LOS, right? So as you see here, you notice how we really didn't get a double there. And that's one thing I think some people need to implement into their game, is understanding like defensive fronts. So if you didn't know, if you don't remember Warren Sapp, Tommy Harris, the 4-3 under defensive tackles, you know, the reason why they were able to, well, obviously they had a lot of talent, but sometimes the front dictated that you could not double team those guys. Okay, so learning your defensive fronts can help you in the long run with getting one-on-one matchups with your boss players on the defensive line. Okay, so here I check into the dragon lion concept, and of course I was an idiot. I threw to the one guy who was covered there. I didn't properly read the defense on that one, so I take an L on that one. So we'll move forward, and I started playing this game with the apex the corner. Apexing on the boundary side with the safety in the corner. So I wanted to start playing around with that. And, we had an issue with the running back, McCaffrey, pushing it up the middle, and that's fine. So I still continue to play games with this. As you see, we see a benefit to, apexing on the side, on the weak side of the offensive formation. Okay, you're able to add an extra defender in the box, as you see there. So now we're 3rd and 10, and we know you have to throw it, and this is what I want. So now I bring him over, I blitz him, and I know I'm manning up one-on-one this receiver here. I'm going to play with inside leverage, play a little bit off. We're going to read the release. Notice he takes an outside release, so I hang inside looking to defend any pass that he throws to him. Okay? But, pay very close attention to what happens on the front side of this particular play. And I found this extremely interesting here. Look how the safety pins down on the drag route underneath. Obviously, our outside corner has to man up that last remaining receiver, okay? Because I was playing cover 4 match, so we boxed a bunch. And an issue I see with that is that third player running over the middle, no one's covering him, okay? But the whole point I wanted to get by replaying that over and over again was the fact that that is something you can use to attack cover 4 match from a bunch set. If this player is taking first inside, okay, well, we can run somebody running inside and then another player run a route inside as well, which would put this particular player in a bad bind because he's playing with outside leverage, right? And I cannot remember the name of the particular concept. You don't know what I mean. There's passing concepts: Hoss, snag, dragon, Salem spacing, 5 hitches, and then you have like levels, lines, mills, drive, dagger. I have 525 F post is the name of a play that is one of Troy Aikman's favorite play. I believe it's a staple of the Don Coryell offense. Mike Martz had a play like that where he had it for Marshall Faulk. But the concept is the same. And I'm putting this up here. If any of you guys know the name of the concept that particular play deals with, the concept is where you have one receiver run inside route and then another receiver running an inside route as well. And it's a great concept to run against a particular set of coverages. I can't remember the name of the concept, okay? So I figured I'd ask you guys, If any of you guys know the name of that concept, please let me know, because I remember there is a follow-up concept that you can use with that. So that's a number of concepts I want to go over, but I just cannot remember the name of the concept, and it's really bothering me. So anyways, look how we double team their baller on the LOS here, and we still get pressure. But look what happens when we double Bosa and they don't actually bring 5, right? So then we are able to actually double him to neutralize his ability to dominate one-on-one. And on that play, I was reading the safety. When he rotated over, my eyes left and I went to the single high safety beating side. I read the safety on the level side. Okay, if he stays, my eye stays on the level side because I know it's double high. But if he leaves to play deep middle, or he plays as if he's in some type of curl flat, then my eyes leave to the single high side, which is what happened on that play. And my eyes are downfield the whole time. You kind of got to feel how the pressure is. So I run the ball again, and while I'm running that play, I'm looking at the safeties, and I notice that they rotated into single high. So that gives me confirmation that he's running single high. So then I check into our quick slants play, and I tinkered with it a little bit. I move him over, and then I put our wide receiver here into a comeback. And I like this better because, you know, we have routes at different depths. So, you know, if the slant flat is not open on one side and I have an issue with the timing of the play, then I can look to throw our comeback at a later time in the drop, which is what happens there. Okay, and notice with that concept, we still get a high-low. We get a high-low on one side, and then we get a horizontal stretch with the dragon side, which is pretty cool. I run the running play again and again. While I'm running that play, I'm reading the safeties. I notice that the safeties rotated, so I know you're in some type of single high. So then that is why I check into, let's see what I checked into here. The same exact play as before. And I like the dragon side. The second defender in widened very wide, which left the wide open vacant area for us to hit the slant with our best receiver on our team. So here I ended up checking into a dragon concept down here. So I had a feeling he was in single high. And again, the second defender in does not get in the window of the slant, so we throw the slant. Obviously the flat influenced the flat defender to have to widen a bit. So, you know, it's all about concepts, guys. This is what it's all about, man. I mean, once you get really good with concepts, you know, I think that the game actually becomes more fun because you have a purpose when you're playing the game, right? So let's take a look at something. So he was running the ball hard, and I was getting tired of it. I was playing cover 3 cloud, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play quarters now. I'm going to play quarters so we can get more in the box. And this is what he does in response to me playing quarters. Look at what he does. He runs RPO. And I was in shock. I'm like, wow, this guy he knows what he's doing, right? Because this is the problem with cover 4 against RPOs. This player here is put into conflict. He has a run fit responsibility and he has a passing responsibility. He's supposed to match number 2 going out. So if we snap the ball and look like we're going to run the ball, you have to honor your gap, and then we don't run the ball. It's an RPO. We throw it to the outside, right? So right here, he's in a bind. What do I do? And that's the problem with cover 4 match. You can attack the conflict player, right? So I'm like, wow, this guy countered what I was doing. So you know what? What do? We go to cover 4 palms. And that's what cover 4 palms does. It alleviates the RPO action by tinkering with the rules of the coverage. Now the problem with Madden is they don't play the concept correctly. But basically in this coverage, now we relieve the conflict of this player. He's not a match 2 out player anymore. So he can be a lot more aggressive in his run fit. If the run comes, he can fill his gap. And the reason why that is because the corner is reading 2-1, and the corner will take any out by the number 2. So that makes it where I don't have to match 2 out, so I'm not in conflict anymore. Problem is Madden has it to where the corner comes down way too late. So what I do is I take the corner myself, and look at how I overplay that out to the flat, knowing that that is my responsibility. That is how cover 2 read should play. I shouldn't have to pick the player to do that. Now here's where I messed up. I brought the safety down while playing Palms coverage, and I had no idea why he busted wide open because I was thinking the corner was supposed to match that. And I didn't realize it until after I went to the replay here, and I noticed that he was playing 4 strong. When you play 4 strong in the game of Madden, they don't match. They just bug out and play zone coverage on the back end, stock drop zone coverage. So that's why he was wide open. My corner did not match the route upfield. I didn't realize it until I went to the replay stuff here. So that pisses me off, you know what I mean? Because you guys, there's one thing, like, I don't want to encourage this, but if you wanted to develop a scheme that would be damn near untouchable in this game, okay, you could run a scheme where you are running 4 strong. And the reason why you would be untouchable in that coverage is because they're so bugged out on the defensive side of the ball when you try to deal with that particular coverage. Okay, so if you wanted to like, it's like playing rock paper scissors. If you play rock paper scissors and you had it to where, okay, there's no rock in the game, guys, well then now scissors is overpowered because I could just throw scissors every time knowing that there's nothing out there that can counter me, right? You greatly destroy the integrity of the game when you don't have balance. And that's the problem. They don't have balance when it comes to defending 4 strong. So if you want it to be a monster, just develop a scheme from 4 strong where you are high-low in defenders because they are forced to play stock spot drop coverage. Okay, so I missed some stuff. I want to go back a little bit to show you something here. I was playing cover 4 Palms, expecting him to do more of that RPO stuff. I was going to play the corner and read the 2 if 2 goes out. But when I noticed this, him motioning into 4 strong, I had a feeling he was going to throw some screen behind. And look at how we jumped that route and get an interception. That's why it's important to be able to play a number of different defenders on the back end. You can play linebacker, you can play safety or corner, right? Because you know the rules of the coverage and you can surprise somebody like that playing corner. So I ran the ball and I noticed that he was playing 2-man with the safeties. So I'm like, wow, he's playing 2-man from a disguised look, like a base look. And let's see the disadvantages of that. The main disadvantage is, well, now the corners are not pressing at the LOS because they're not on the LOS with inside hip alignment. So we see how open we got there. And then I checked into our 2-man beating play. And look at how we get open there. I have no idea what my number 2 was doing on that particular route. Later on in the drive, he did it again. So I checked into my running play to confirm, and I was looking at the safety there, and he was playing deep half. So I know, okay, he's in 2-man still from this base look. So I check into our 2-man beating play with the switch releases, and he torches that guy with that outside fade pattern there. So we see here now he's blitzing. It's later on in the game, so now he's sick and tired of us moving the ball. Okay, so I'm like, you know what, let me try something different. I'm going to go 5 out. I'm going to put him as a mic, so the offensive line is responsible for these 5 players, and that puts us as being hot off of these 2 defenders. If one of these guys come, then we know we have to throw hot. And I was looking to throw from my back, but the problem was when we snapped the ball, this player actually comes, the middle linebacker. And the problem with that is, well, look at the linebacker defending the back. He is in good position to defend that route, right? So that is why I had to throw the out on the backside of the play, and we just get rid of it before he gets there, because again, the safety was playing with all coverage, inside leverage, and our out pattern is great against that route. Here I checked into the quick slants play, and right when I snapped the ball, I noticed that he's the defender who's supposed to be responsible for defending the flat. I know that I got him. I can throw this ball unafraid of that corner because I know that he's in man-to-man coverage and the slant will take him out of there. So, I think that will be it, guys. I mean, I went like 18 for 18. No, I dropped 1 pass, and I think it was because I got hit late in the game on something. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Here I checked into 2-match. And 2-match, I mean, it does a lot of great things. It even, if a player runs switch release routes, I've seen where when I play 2-match against it, the soft squat corner and the vertical hook will actually switch their defenders. Okay, so two match is an excellent coverage that I love to run. Definitely go check out my videos on two match if you want to implement another defensive coverage to your toolbox. So I think I will leave it at that, guys. I don't think that there's anything really too exciting about this video, but I do think that it does carry some things that may carry some weight in regards to just getting a different perspective on the game, seeing how I think, you know, my way is not the best way. My way is not the greatest way or nothing of that nature, but I just like to provide my insight, and then maybe that will kind of open up your head in regards to seeing things in a different way as well, and then you can implement your stuff and be creative as well. I'll leave it at that, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you keep coming back for more stuff. Let's see here, 14 for 14, 173 touchdowns, and of course I ran up the score, or I kept throwing the ball because I want to have fun. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you keep coming back, man. Peace.